Hi everybody, this is Tula Faye. I am here to draw some cards for survival during a Mercury retrograde in Libra. This is going into October 18th of 2021, and when we have a Mercury retrograde in Libra, this has a lot to do with looking over like contracts and looking over like our most significant relationships to see if the contracts that we have in that relationship, which is just like agreements and mindsets and communication, if that is true and right for us, and where we want to be in that relationship, and if it is good for the overall improvement of our path and our life and our mental health. And with the trine with Jupiter that's going through this Libra season, there is a lot of love to be shared, and there is a lot of inspiration that's coming. It can be really likely that you overspend money, so be careful with that. And it is a time to really dive into pleasure and what that means for you. And so today I'm just going to do a really quick read. I have 3 piles here, and over on my Patreon you're going to find Mercury retrograde survival guide through all the signs, and so this one is just a general one. So take what really resonates with you. Be really careful when listening to general readings. You don't want to negatively manifest or latch on to anything that's not really true. So just take in what you hear and see if it is significant to you, or if it asks like a deeper question for you and makes you think deeper. But don't take anything that I say as overall fact and belief. Just take it as affirmation and thinky thought foods, as I like to say. So pile 1, we have this blue apatite, palm stone. Pile number 2, we have this tiger's eye. And then pile number 3, we have this desert rose. So take a minute, pause the video if you'd like to before I dive in. And for each pile, I'm going to roll some astrology dice for you to get more messages. Okay, so let's just hop right into it, shall we? All right, pile number 1. Let's get into it. So I've pre-shuffled these cards, but I have not looked at them. And we're going to start with, I'm actually going to start with the oracles first, and then we'll get a little bit into the tarot. So we have Healing Begins, reversed. That's the number 6, which, is about unconditional love. Helpless and Hopeless, 8. This one needed to actually come upright. The Crossing, Initiation. Hollow Bone, Teachability. Okay. What I'm seeing here is that this is a connection that probably has gone through a lot of healing cycles, and maybe it's like too much healing. Maybe like through this Mercury retrograde in Libra, it's okay to like not have to be in healing mode. Learn what these things are like teaching you, like, become hollow. Like, what has all this healing that's in the past, all these like negative cycles, what has it taught you? How are you an instrument that you can be like more more creative? And I think it's really interesting that Helpless and Hopeless and 8 came along with the Crossing, Initiation. So it go from 8 to 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. So usually 8 has to do with like feeling trapped. If you're not in like full enmeshment and merging. And so something that could be a theme here is like getting stuck in like healing patterns because of codependency and because of lack of self-worth. But let's get into what the tarot has to say. We got the Hermit in reverse. See, it's like too much healing, too much in the mind has been going on. There's something that you just need to learn and like move on instead of being in this helpless and hopeless energy. See it as an initiation process and learn what these healing lessons have. And when you become an instrument, you can do it through the communication. You can really free yourself from those lessons that you have learned when it came to healing, instead of just feeling like you always are stuck in a negative healing cycle where you're just like pulling away. So stop pulling away. Like, it's time, through this Mercury retrograde, it's time to actually come in, and instead of really speaking from a place of like accusation and like going over things in the past that was like really harmful and really painful, it's time for like diplomacy, which means that both of you are right. And also stating boundaries. Okay, let's go to the next tarot. And we also have the I can't really see, Judgment in reverse. Okay. Yeah, again, during this Mercury retrograde pile one, it just seems that because of this healing cycle that you're stuck in, like constantly wanting to heal, not knowing which way to go, and unwilling to like make progress forward, which really needs to happen here, that there are like false judgments that you're making about yourself and about the partner. And this could be a lot about self-worth, because I think it's really comfortable to stay in healing and to stay isolated when you have a low self-worth. And really what it just takes is, to learn and to integrate and to become more confident. Let's see what the fairies have to say. We have Ten of Summer: an emotionally fulfilling life with family and friends, raising children wisely, people you can trust. If there's trust issues in this connection, it may not be real. For winter, time to rest, take a vacation, even though the Hermit's in reverse and I told you to stop like being in these healing cycles. Not really focusing back. Okay, cool. To stop being in these healing cycles, it doesn't mean that you still can take a little bit more time to sleep, that you can still take longer to reply to messages or phone calls. Like, you can still be a little bit unavailable, but you don't want to get stuck where you're just here and you're like it's never going to end, it's never going to end, where you feel hopeless, where you feel like helpless. So maybe just like be kinder with yourself and know that this is very temporary. Like, only take like 4 days really to go through this, or take a vacation. All right, we got the Sun card, which is really great. I really love the progression of these cards, where it's like, getting unstuck to coming into more fruition. And so that's what the Sun card really is about. Like, if you are to take a vacation, take it with your friends, or take it with a person that you love. And we have the moon. Oh, we have the sun and the moon here. All right, this is really, really sweet when it comes to romance, that yin and yang in energy. And oh my God, her hair, look at that. Look at that. Well, focus. Yeah, okay. Powerful intuitive epiphanies, letting go of worry and fear, understanding the truth of the situation. All right, I really love the moon card in this deck. Let me try to get more focus. Sorry, guys. All right, so I really love the moon card in this deck. I love that the sun and the moon came, because there's like a lot of really great love between yourself and this person. It could be a masculine and feminine dynamic. It could be integrating the masculine and the feminine within yourself. Again, this is a general read, so it's gonna have general interpretations. Do take like what really bounces with you. And yeah, again, like, it's okay to take a step back, but don't get stuck. Don't get stuck as like, healing and healing and healing and healing, and then feeling like you can't move anywhere forward. It is time to move forward during this Mercury retrograde. Don't take the general Mercury retrograde advice of like revising when you are in this like healing or like vacation time or like treating yourself time. That is like a time to really clear, but also just don't make sure that you're moving forward, making sure that you're not taking false judgments, like being a little bit more lighthearted and understanding that there are differences between you, and how does that balance out, you know? All right, so let's go and see about these dice. What more messages for pile 1? All right, we got Venus, 20 degrees. Aw, in Cancer, that's so sweet. In the 6th house. And then we got this symbol. Okay. So this is again like balancing more feminine and masculine energies that I see here. Being very loving, especially in your daily habits. Being very nurturing in your daily habits that you do for yourself, and you know, being really nurturing to yourself and to others in workspaces that you may be in, you know. So just again, through this Mercury retrograde, be very gentle and nurturing towards yourself and to others, and really take extra care in your daily habits, that you are taking care of your body and in a way that helps balance your emotions. And this symbol has to do with just more balancing masculine energy and seeing more, bringing more of that divine masculine energy, which is like providing and protecting and being truthful and in integrity. So we all have these aspects regardless of our gender. Okay, pile 1. So that's my general reading for Mercury retrograde survival guide. I really hope that helps. If you want to look deeper into Mercury retrograde survival guide for each of the signs, do go to my Patreon. It's only $3 a month for a lot of access. There's 3 different tiers. My Patreon will be in the link below. If you want an astrology reading from me, that will also be in the link below. But anyways, take care. I'm so glad that you spent time here with me, and best of luck. Pile number 2, we have this tiger's eye. Focus. Having some Mercury retrograde problems with my camera that I won't focus. Okay, there we go. This tiger's eye. You could look up the tiger's eye to see how that resonates with you, if that's something, and if that has more messages for you. But anyways, let's look deeper into these cards. As it will focus into the cards. All right, awesome. Okay. I've pre-shuffled this deck. I have not looked at them, but let's see what we got. We're going to start with the oracle cards first before going into the cards. So what I really noticed when I was shuffling these cards is that there's a lot of jumping cards for you guys and for you folks. And so there's a lot of communication that's running through. If it, you know, during a Mercury retrograde, especially in Libra, which is really about the mind, be very careful about being stuck in your head. And I just want you to keep that while you're looking at these cards, okay? Do take these messages that I'm saying with these cards through your heart, okay? Let that resonate with your heart instead of like listening to validate fears or insecurities or anxieties or justifications in your mind, okay? All right, let's get right into it. We have clarity of belief, number 1. And we also have rest and reconsider, number 9. And this one's so beautiful. Sky dancer, surrender. Root girl, the disowned self. Wow, so powerful. So powerful, pile number 2. Okay. And drifter, experiencing life as it comes. Okay, I do see that there are some misconceptions that you are holding in your mind right now. And these misconceptions, usually they could be a relationship, but also business. And one thing about Libra, which is ruled by the 7th house, is in the 7th house, we can hold a lot of projection. And see, the thing about projection it really gets into our mind. It really gets us into our mind, our intellect, very quickly, because the only way that we can project is to close the heart and then shoot out that projection, which is like a false assumption made under like fear and honestly trauma from the past. That's what projection can be, and it can be like denial of the self too. Sometimes we project upon others because we don't want to see that bad thing within us. It's like too hard for us to really consider that that thing is like within us, and for us to like negotiate with that and to come to terms with it. So it's easier to come to terms when someone else is like wrong or like has that projected upon them. So, you know, become clear, take time to really go, you know, to rest and like surrender and to understand like these things that you're projecting. See what you could be projecting. Take time to really ask yourself, like, is this a part of you? What are things that you can disown? And the thing that's so beautiful about Mercury retrograde in Libra is that we can cut a lot of cords and we can cut a lot of ties with our past selves and our past relationships and past relationship dynamics. And you can cut these cords and still be involved with this person, still like live with them, still like make love to them, you know. And so that's the thing about like being a drifter, like experiencing life as it comes, you know. Like this Mercury retrograde in Libra for you pile number 2 is really an initiation. You can go into Scorpio season and already be the phoenix or the eagle, instead of like letting Scorpio season burn you down, where you become ash, which is really normal for a lot of people. But you can actually go into Scorpio season strong if you use this Mercury retrograde wisely. Pile number 2. Okay, let's go into the tarot. All right, we have Lovers in reverse. Oops, I'm so sorry. This isn't Lovers, this is the World. But they do look like lovers, don't they? Let me put it right side up. Okay. Yeah, I love like how it's nurturing, and I also love that in this deck the more masculine kind of figure has more of a feminine dress. I really love how inclusive this deck is, even though it's like quite old. And with it coming up reverse, again, there's just like these negative cycles that are ending. It's time to like renew. It's time to have a different mode of clarity. So I'm going to move this camera a little bit. Okay. And so, yeah, just like when you are reconsidering, you know, have clarity of like what these old cycles are. Okay. And then we get, let me see what I have. The star in reverse. And the reason why I really love this deck for like love readings is because they are like always partnered. I find that most of these are partnered, and so like it can take 2 for healing, and they have this like mergence with them that is quite beautiful and quite stunning. But with it in reverse, I said this for pile 1, but I would also say it for you too. It's okay to not go over and like have communication over like past hurt. Like with this being reversed, I'm seeing this as like healing alone, and also like with a drifter, I'm seeing it as really coming into your own, okay, and taking that time out for yourself. Oh, my camera. I'm gonna focus today. Okay, we're gonna go into these fairy cards, and there's a lot more cards that came out for you guys. Okay, we have Prince of Autumn, Princess of Winter, Six of Winter. Oh, it's so good. 9 of Autumn. See if you can even see these. Okay, and then we have the Dreamer, which I'm going to put over the Drifter, because again, I just think that there's like this major like healing journey that is going on for you guys. for you folks, that needs to be taken into consideration on your own. Again, you're like really closing out these negative cycles, and I think that's going to take time with yourself. Just be polite, really consider other people's feelings, cautious but wise actions. Attention to detail. Libras love attention to detail. Okay, they're the first sign that's out of Virgo. They love to really integrate the details, and that's what makes things beautiful for them. Really ask questions about yourself. I love that this says undiplomatic, because Libra is all about diplomacy. And so when I'm seeing this, like, it's just like standing in your power, and you see like how firm she is, like in her body, and how powerful she really feels in this card. And so don't, again, really get out of the mind, really be with your heart. And this one is about very much being in your heart, and maybe you're coming to like immature assumptions, and so that's okay, because you're making these new cycles, and you're being truthful. And so even if it is immature, let that come out, let that be processed, because this is like a very heart-opening time for you, pile number 2. Six of Winter. And I love this because it's positive change, and shedding light on like really dark and deep emotions that have been going on for who knows how long. Again, this is looking over your past patterns within relationships, within yourself, and within your mind. And take this time to really focus on your creativity, really be more independent. What is your mission on this earth? What is your life purpose? So on and so forth. And I see 222 on the clock when I just said that. So yeah, take that. Be grateful. All right. So what is your astro dice? What is Mercury retrograde? All right, we got 5th house, Sagittarius, and North Node. Ooh, this is a lot. And the 16th. Okay, and then yeah, we have this symbol. So with this has a lot to do with like your creative passions and going towards like your life purpose again, which I just said with like the 9 of Autumn, and building like a really strong foundation, a really solid foundation that can't be untied. This has to do a lot of action. With it being in the 16th degree, it's a lot of action towards the things that you're passionate about. If there's someone that is in your life right now that you are romantically interested in, I don't really see in the cards about like long-term commitment, but that doesn't have to be. Even if you are in a long-term commitment with someone else, it could be time to be like, go adventurous with them, or try something new with them, or have these like passionate talks about really big ideas, and just to seek more towards your purpose. Okay, pile number 2. I hope it really helps. Thank you for spending your time here with me. This is just a general read for Mercury retrograde survival guide and Libra, and I will have all signs up for Mercury retrograde in my Patreon, which just starts at $3 a month. And so do look at the link. I do also offer astrology readings, so look at those links in the description for my astrology chart readings. And I hope to see you here again soon. So take care. Hi, pile number 3. You chose this Desert Rose. I've had this for quite a while, honestly. So look up the meaning of the Desert Rose. Maybe that has more messages for you when you look up the metaphysical properties of Desert Rose. But funny enough, when I was shuffling these cards, I have not looked at these cards, but I was shuffling them. They're all pre-shuffled. When I was shuffling them, the pile number 3 wanted to be drawn first. So y'all have some like really, there is like some impatient energy, but maybe like, you just wanted to be acknowledged first. So even if you picked the last pile, it was the first shuffled. So I'm really interested to see what these messages are that kind of have this sense of urgency about it. I'm going to start with these oracle cards. Okay. Let's get right into it. So we have balance. Aw. That's all what Libra season's about. And then we have embrace. Oh, this is a very lovey-dovey pile. We also have joyful muse. You know, really trying to get into the things that make you happy, even if you feel a little bit goofy, and you know, messy about it. And then we have covenant, sacred contract. Oh my god. Okay. I'd be really surprised if you guys are like not in a marriage or like a big commitment, or even if you're really considering a big commitment, or what commitment would look like to you during this Mercury retrograde. But these are really beautiful cards. It's like the most positive pile so far that I've pulled. So yeah, y'all must be really excited for this commitment, or thinking about like commitment and what that would be for you. And embracing another person, understanding what it is to like merge with another person, and then like what creativity can really come out of like love, because I've always seen love as like such a catalyst for not just like personal self-growth, but also like for being inspired. Okay. We have temperance, which is really beautiful, especially to come out with balance and embrace. And then we have the Hierophant in reverse. Okay. Yeah, there may be some things that you're reconsidering during the Mercury retrograde of like, what does a commitment look like to you? It may be non-traditional a little bit. This could be same sex, or this could be, you know, poly, like whatever. That's just like very general, but also could just be like non-traditional in any sense of the word when it comes to commitment. And so that may be something that you're reconsidering at this time. Okay. We have strength. Really strong love. Ace of Winter. Don't be deterred by challenges along the way. It's important to communicate clearly and accurately. Amazing new ideas that should be implemented. This has a lot to do again with like the muse. So if you're creating something with this partner or with this person, do you have fun with that? Of course, always. But make sure that you're actually making those steps into making it into reality. The world, how beautiful, the world. Yeah, this commitment could really change your life, especially if you do the creative things with this person. Renewal, release judgments against yourself and others. And this goes again with like the commitment, which may be different. Like, you know, the commitment that you have with someone is just between you two. It can look however you two want it to look like, and it doesn't really belong to anyone else. Okay, so let's go into the astro dice. All right, we have Leo and Saturn, the third house. Oh my god. And then we have the trikretra, and then we have number one. Wow. Wow. Okay. What I see when I'm looking at the dice along with these cards is that a lot of heartfelt communication about commitment over and over again. That's what this pile is about, is like what commitment really looks like, and that there are strong feelings towards this commitment. And if you're not in a commitment, I really doubt this is your pile, or you're really considering and manifesting through your thoughts and through your heart what a commitment would be. And with the triketra, you know, it's about body, mind, and soul. So you want to really be thinking that when you're thinking about the commitment is, again, being really open-hearted, and, you know, something that can stand the test of time through all the death and challenges that is in life. And I don't mean just literal death, but, you know, we do go through phases. It's almost like it's very often that we die and become reborn again, just as who we are as a person and how things and challenges like affect us through life. And so what are those strong commitments that you need? What are those agreements that you need? And that is going to be the thought process, and that's going to be the way that you get through this Mercury retrograde, where you can become stronger. Because in Scorpio season is all about merging and like eroticism. And so if you are really considering like a really deep commitment and how to move forward in this commitment, or how to make it more stronger and stable, this would be like conversations about that, and to be non-traditional. And so yeah, thank you, pile number 3, for spending time here. I really hope that these messages helped and that they get you through Mercury retrograde. Comment below how this resonated with you. And I do have on my Patreon Mercury retrograde through all the signs, all the zodiac signs. My Patreon tier starts at $3 a month and goes up from there. And so do look in those links below for my Patreon. I also do astrology readings, so you can also look at my website, tulafey.com, for that. And overall, just thank you again for your time here, and happy Mercury retrograde. Bye.